August 23rd, 1999. This is the day after SummerSlam 1999. And you might be wondering, why am I not watching the most current episode of Monday Night Raw, which is taking place right now? And that is because Monday Night Raw was so much better back during the Attitude Era, so I'd rather watch an episode of that. And so here we go. Right now, they're showing a recap of the SummerSlam main event from the night before. That was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Triple H versus Mankind for the WWF Championship. And Jesse Ventura, who was the governor of Minnesota at the time, he was the special guest referee. And they're showing clips, well, pictures from that event. There was interference from Shane McMahon. Jesse Ventura threw Shane McMahon out. Austin hit a stunner on Triple H. Mankind hits Triple H. Mankind hits a double arm DDT on Austin. Pins Austin 1, 2, 3. Wins the WWF Championship at SummerSlam. Mankind. That was highly unexpected at the time. Mankind pulled it off. Then after the match, Triple H was furious and took a steel chair and destroyed Steve Austin's legs, trying to make sure that Austin never wrestles again. Now they're showing the Monday Night Raw video package that opens every Monday Night Raw. Again, this is so much better than what it is today. Pyro going off. Monday Night Raw about to start. And the crowd obviously going crazy. These arenas were always packed. Everybody's bringing signs. Everybody is so excited to just be at the show. I mean, that's when wrestling was at its best. This is August 1999. So let's see who comes out first. They're at Iowa State right now. Jim Ross said he's going to welcome the new World Wrestling Federation champion. That's supposed to be Mankind. But instead, here comes Triple H walking to the ring with China. Triple H says there's not going to be any celebration here tonight. He's furious. Triple H was probably the greatest heel ever. I mean, it's like when you see Triple H in 1999, especially like at this time, when he is at his most vicious, most violent, most evil, this is, outstanding work by Triple H. He's absolutely livid that he didn't win the World Wrestling Federation Championship. And by the way, this was at a time when Triple H had never been world champion yet. And he feels like he was robbed. Triple H says he had somebody beaten in the middle of the ring at SummerSlam, and Jesse Ventura wouldn't count the 3, and that's because Triple H cheated in that match, and that is why Jesse Ventura refused to count the 3. The crowd is chanting for Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Austin is nowhere to be found because Triple H took him out with a steel chair the night before. Triple H said he pedigreed Steve Austin, he had him beat, and then it was taken from him. And then he says Mick Foley stole that victory away from him. Well, it was a triple threat match. Come on, Triple H. It's Triple H, Austin, and Mick Foley. Come on. What are you complaining about? He is proud of taking out Stone Cold Steve Austin with a steel chair, though, after the match. He's very proud of that. He's saying Steve Austin is in a hospital bed after what he did to him watching this. Now, Jim Ross, who is in the ring, and he's in the ring to interview Mankind, he was about to leave the ring because Triple H is disrespecting Steve Austin. But Triple H stopped Jim Ross from leaving the ring. Triple H is accusing Jim Ross of enjoying Triple H's suffering. Yeah. Now Triple H has Jim Ross's arm. He is threatening to break Jim Ross's arm unless Mankind comes out here and gives him a title match. Here comes Mankind, WWF champion Mankind, by the way. I'm telling you, what they're accomplishing in this segment is far more exciting than anything you will see on WWE television today. Triple H is saying he wants what is his. He wants a title shot against Mankind. Mankind is saying you didn't have to threaten JR to get a title shot. Triple H wants his title shot tonight. Mankind is going to give him the title shot tonight, but he's got to let JR go. And now he broke Jim Ross's arm. Now Mankind is saying that Triple H does not get a title shot because he broke Jim Ross's arm. And here comes Shane McMahon. Now he's probably going to force Mankind to put the WWF title on the line against Triple H. The commissioner of the World Wrestling Federation, Shawn Michaels, is not present. So Shane McMahon says, as the owner of the World Wrestling Federation, Mankind will be putting the title on the line against Triple H tonight. So we got a world title match, Mankind versus Triple H. Now, there are officials in the ring bandaging Jim Ross's broken arm. That was about as exciting of an opening segment for Raw as you'll ever see. You know, there's drama, there's seriousness, and there wasn't even a match. But it gets you hooked for the show because now you have a world title match as your main event. You'll never see anything interesting like that on today's Raw. Let me see what's going on Raw right now. Nothing yet. Now they're back after a commercial break. Showing a replay of Triple H breaking Jim Ross's arm. They're showing Jim Ross getting loaded into an ambulance with a splint on his arm. Mankind is at the ambulance. And here's Jerry Lawler at the announce table by himself. See, we got a high stakes main event. And they're telling us, or Jerry Lawler's telling us, we have a World Tag Title match. Undertaker and Big Show, who are the champions, defending against the Acolytes, Bradshaw and Farouk. Here comes Michael Cole to fill in for Jim Ross at the announce table. Michael Cole was much better back then. He was a serious announcer. Now he jokes around too much. All of the commentators joke around too much these days. They're saying there's going to be a match between The Rock and Gangrel. That's interesting. The Rock defeated Billy Gunn the night before at SummerSlam. In a hilarious match, if you haven't seen. You should go see it. Here comes Road Dogg, Jesse James. He challenged the winner of the hardcore title match at SummerSlam to a hardcore title match. I believe Al Snow is the one who won that match. Road Dogg also had a little bit of a confrontation with Chris Jericho at SummerSlam. This was only a few weeks after Chris Jericho debuted. Here's Road Dogg in the ring. doing his famous speech before his match. Welcome to the doghouse. Iowa State is going crazy, and this was at a time when WWE was very popular among college kids. The coveted 18 to 34 age group. Oh, here comes Al Snow with the hardcore title. And he just started the match by hitting Road Dogg in the head with the hardcore title belt. Jeez. Now they're outside the ring. Al Snow's already pulling out a table. I gotta say, the hardcore title matches from the Attitude Era are some of the most entertaining things you'll ever see. Al Snow versus the Road Dogg on January 4th, 1999 is one of the greatest matches you'll ever see. It's for the hardcore title. It's hilarious. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check that out. But now here they are again, having a match. He just broke a kendo stick over Road Dogg's back. And Al Snow has a table. Al Snow has the table set up. Oh, he's got a cookie sheet and just hit Road Dogg in the back with it. Road Dogg is on the entrance ramp in severe pain. Al Snow has controlled this match since the beginning. Now Al Snow just put the Road Dogg on the tables, choking him. Oh my goodness. Al Snow had a ladder, a small ladder, stood on the ring apron, stood on the ladder, and went to go, I guess, through Road Dogg through the table, but it didn't happen because Road Dogg rolled away. And Road Dogg just powerbombed Al Snow through the table. And here comes Chris Jericho attacking Road Dogg. Chris Jericho's interfering. And Road Dogg caught it, and he's beating up Chris Jericho. And it looks like he's going to beat up Chris Jericho all the way up the ramp. Yeah, Chris Jericho is selling in a very hilarious way. Meanwhile, Al Snow is in severe pain after being put through a table. I guess that's the end of this match. Oh no, here comes Big Boss Man with the nightstick and is beating the heck out of Al Snow, who is in even more pain now. He is now stealing Al Snow's dog, Pepper. What a shame. See, look at all the excitement we get, and we're only like, what? Not even 20 minutes into this episode. That's what I'm talking about. Road Dogg is backstage with Chris Jericho, beating the heck out of him. Oh. Road Dogg is still beating up Jericho. Now the referees are trying to break it up. Al Snow is running to the back. Oh, here comes Big Boss Man, who just clobbered Road Dogg. Road Dogg is down. And Big Boss Man has Pepper, the dog. And he's getting in the car and he's leaving with Pepper. Meanwhile, Al Snow is running after the car. I'm telling you, this is the kind of stuff you will never see on today's programming. Let's see. Is anything going on in WWE right now? Let's see. The current episode of Monday Night Raw has Jey Uso who won the Intercontinental Championship last week. Jey Uso is coming to the ring, I guess, to celebrate his new championship. And the Intercontinental Championship has some new color on it. It's got some blue on it, which makes it look a lot better. Okay, here we go back to August 23rd, 1999 episode of Raw. They're back from their commercial break here. They're showing a replay of Big Boss Man dog napping Al Snow's dog Pepper. It's like a real life cartoon. That's really what the show is like. It's like you got all these interesting characters. Here comes Kane and X-Pac. Now X-Pac and Kane are sitting ringside at the announce table with Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler. I'm guessing they're going to be watching this tag title match. Yep. Here comes Big Show and Undertaker to defend the tag titles against the Acolytes, Farouk and Bradshaw. Big Show and Undertaker are coming out with Paul Bearer. You would think that the Big Show and the Undertaker would be unable to be defeated by anybody. You would think that. And obviously, I think eventually Big Show and Undertaker lose the tag titles because, well, they beat themselves. I think Undertaker walks out on the Big Show in some match. They're showing a replay of what happened at SummerSlam. I guess Undertaker and Big Show defeated X-Pac and Kane. But Undertaker was disappointed in Big Show's behavior during the match because Big Show wasn't taking the match seriously enough. Here comes Farouk and Bradshaw. What's funny about this is Farouk is a former world champion at this time. And Bradshaw eventually became world champion in 2004. But at this time, you would never have predicted that Bradshaw would ever become a world champion. But he did. Anything can happen in the WWE. Okay, here we go. The match has started. Farouk and Bradshaw are going 2-on-1 against the Big Show. Big Show just knocked both of them down with a double clothesline. See, this type of fast-paced programming is what I like. Today's WWE is much more slow-paced. I would rather see like a car crash episode of Raw. It's a lot more entertaining. Shock value. Just constant shock and shock and shock. And the matches are really short, but they're very physical and very violent usually. And there's a lot of energy and the pace is super quick. So even though these guys in the ring are huge, they're wrestling at such a fast pace. Probably because they know this match is going to be very short. Now Farouk and Big Show are in the ring. Undertaker and Bradshaw are outside. Now Undertaker's beating up Farouk on the outside. Oh, here we go. Now Kane and X-Pac, who are not part of the match, they're beating up people. They're beating up Farouk. They're beating up... Oh, actually, Undertaker's beating up X-Pac. Referee has called for the bell. There's chaos going on. Big Show just chokeslammed X-Pac in the middle of the ring. You see, this is what I liked about the Attitude Era. It's just... Match lasted, what, like a minute or two? And now it's just pandemonium. And I think that's pretty much what weekly television should be for the WWE. You don't have to have all these great matches. I mean, maybe your main event match should be great, but everything else, yeah, sure, do stuff like this. Just use them as ways to further storylines. So there's this whole issue between Big Show, Undertaker, Farouk, Bradshaw, Kane, and X-Pac, all revolving around the tag titles and personal issues between everybody. And that's the way to go. I mean, that's how you do this. Another entertaining segment of Monday Night Raw. So, I mean, we've pretty much now had 2 non-finishes to the matches. No matches on this show have had a finish so far, and I'm totally cool with that. So, because it's a lot more entertaining than watching a long, drawn-out match. Oh, here we go. Now they're backstage. Stephanie McMahon and Test are backstage. Now, the night before, Test beat Shane McMahon in a street fight. Very entertaining match, if you haven't seen it. Okay, there's a commercial break right now. Let me see what's going on the current episode of Raw. Braun Breaker has come out. Braun Breaker came out, but he did not attack Jey Uso. All right, Braun Breaker is the one who lost the Intercontinental title to Jey Uso last week. Okay, so right now, there's this vignette going on. It says, 3 nights ago, 2 sports entertainers disappeared in the woods near Ames, Iowa while shooting a documentary. This is the August 23rd, 1999 episode of Raw. Yesterday afternoon, their footage was found. The Blonde B-Word Project. Here's the Blue Meanie, and Stevie Richards is filming Blue Meanie. Blue Meanie is playing the latest WWF video game. This was at the time when the Blair Witch Project had just come out in theaters, I guess. And now they're just mocking that movie. Blue Meanie says he has a story about the blonde B word. And this is the kind of funny stuff. It's just random stuff. I love it. Here comes Test coming out to the ring. Lillian Garcia is in the middle of the ring. Lillian Garcia is the new ring announcer for Raw. She started in 1999, and she went on to have a very long career as a WWE ring announcer. Test is standing in the ring talking about Stephanie McMahon. He said everything he's done over the past few months was for Stephanie. And it looks like he's about to ask for Stephanie McMahon's hand in marriage. The crowd is going nuts. They want to see Test propose to Stephanie McMahon. Here comes Stephanie. This is before Stephanie was the evil character that she became. This was the innocent Stephanie. I'm telling you, this show is only about 30 minutes into the show, and they've kept me captivated the whole time. This is how you do television. Shane McMahon has just ran into the ring to stop Test from proposing to Stephanie McMahon. Test is down on one knee. And he just asked Stephanie to marry him. Here's Chris Jericho and Howard Finkel backstage. Chris Jericho says he needs a warrior who will stand up for Y2J. That's what he was telling Howard Finkel, who Howard Finkel was like a lackey for Jericho at this time. Here comes Jeff Jarrett with Deborah and Mark Henry. He is the new Eurocontinental champion. He's the European champion and the Intercontinental champion, defeating D'Lo Brown the night before at SummerSlam thanks to help from Mark Henry. Mark Henry turned on D'Lo Brown. Yeah, the pace of this show is so fast, you don't even realize that 34 minutes have passed by. And Jeff Jarrett just rewarded Mark Henry for helping him in the match the night before by awarding him the WWF European Championship. This was at a time when you could just hand people titles. I think Shane McMahon let Mideon be European champion the same way. I'm telling you, the performers at this time, up and down the card, they were amazing. They were all interesting. All the angles were interesting. Now, Jeff Jarrett is bringing out Miss Kitty. This is a new character they're introducing here, who's blonde and kind of looks like a mini Deborah, I guess. So this is going to be like Deborah's personal assistant, Miss Kitty. And I believe Miss Kitty was either Jerry Lawler's girlfriend or wife at the time. Jeff Jarrett says he's got an open contract on the locker room door in the back, so anybody can sign it to get a title shot versus Jeff Jarrett. And here comes Meat. I guess it's supposed to be Mark Henry versus Meat. However, they're showing backstage D'Lo Brown is beating the heck out of Meat. And D'Lo Brown is furious because he lost his European Championship and Intercontinental Championship last night at SummerSlam because his Mark Henry turned on him. It looks like D'Lo Brown is going to be on his way out here to get revenge on Mark Henry. And maybe Jeff Jarrett, too. No, he's destroying meat backstage. Sean Stasiak, that is. Oh, here comes D'Lo Brown. Here we go. The crowd loves D'Lo Brown. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Here's a match. D'Lo Brown, Mark Henry. D'Lo Brown got a little bit of revenge on Mark Henry. Billy Gunn is backstage looking for a pen to sign the open contract for an Intercontinental title shot. He's asking China for a pen. He's telling China to stand by the contract and don't let anyone sign the contract. Now China does have a pen. She lied to Billy Gunn and she signed the contract. So she wants an Intercontinental title shot. China. Oh, here's The Rock. He's ready to wrestle. He's wrestling against Gangrel. Here we go. Now they're showing Billy Gunn backstage. They just had a commercial break. Billy Gunn is looking for China, trying to find her because she just signed that open contract. Here comes The Rock. The Rock was one of the biggest stars in wrestling at this time. The Rock lost the World Wrestling Federation Championship at WrestleMania 15 to Stone Cold Steve Austin. And it's been a few months since then. He hasn't regained the title. And so, since then, he's sort of just been facing mid-carders. And he's about to face another one with Gangrel. But honestly, anything The Rock does is entertaining. So he can face anybody, it'll be an entertaining match. They kind of had to keep The Rock away from the world title because, you know, they had to build up Triple H as a mega heel. That's really like what the goal of the company is for the rest of 1999 and early 2000. But The Rock is always in the mix for the world title, of course. They are advertising the next pay-per-view, WWF Unforgiven, presented by a card game called Magic the Gathering. The Rock is giving a promo. He just said he's going to take Gangrel's goblet full of blood, pour it out, and shove it up you know where. And the crowd is hanging on his every word. Again, look at how fast-paced the show is. We just jump from one thing to the other, to the other, to the next, to the next. And now we're going to have a match with The Rock and Gangrel. My guess it's not going to be a very long match. Gangrel is outmatched here. But Gangrel does have the coolest entrance in the WWF. Here he comes with Matt and Jeff Hardy, who was they were the new brood. They're coming up through the fire pit. Suplex by The Rock on Gangrel. Matt and Jeff Hardy at ringside. Oh. The Rock throws Gangrel into the corner. Crowd is chanting for Rocky. Oh, Gangrel goes outside of the ring and he's like, he's had enough. The Rock is now following him outside the ring. Oh, and he's punching Gangrel. Jeff Hardy is distracting the referee. And then Matt Hardy came up from behind and Gangrel clotheslined The Rock on the entrance ramp. Oh, DDT by The Rock. See, one of the best things about The Rock's style of wrestling at this time, because it wasn't always like this, but at this time, he does a lot of high impact, just smooth looking moves. Everything, I mean, the pace that he wrestles, it's just constant action, constant excitement. He didn't always used to do that. If you look at his matches in 1998, 1997, it was a lot slower. Not anymore. And the pace only quickened. I mean, this is 1999. If you look at him in 2000, look at him in 2001, 2002, whoa, Jeff Hardy just ran on the barricade and took out The Rock. Uh-oh, here comes Edge and Christian. Edge and Christian helping The Rock. They're chasing Matt and Jeff Hardy out of the ringside area. Now it is Rock and Gangrel one-on-one. Gangrel just gave The Rock a side Russian leg sweep, and The Rock kicks out at 2. Lots of counters. Samoan drop by The Rock. 2 count. Hang on. Gangrel going for Impaler DDT. Instead, atomic drop by The Rock. Rock bottom. Whew. Rock bottom by The Rock. On Gangrel. Now he's going for the people's elbow. Gets the people's elbow, gets the 3 count. I think that was the first match that actually had a finish, maybe. The Rock's got a microphone. He's got something to say. He's mocking Triple H for crying about losing at SummerSlam. The Rock is mad that he's had to face mid-carders like Billy Gunn and Gangrel. He beat both of them. But he's wondering why he's not in the WWF title picture. He has a right to be angry. The crowd is chanting for The Rock. The Rock is saying that he's going to take matters into his own hands. He's got to find a way to become WWF champion again. See, that's what I liked about these episodes of Raw. I mean, everything kind of intertwines, storylines are connected, characters interact with each other even if they're not in the same program or feud. Or, there's layers to things. Here we go with Howard Finkel backstage wearing gray sweats in a gym. Remember, Jericho said he needs a warrior. So let's check on what's going on today's episode of Monday Night Raw. It's the September 30th, 2024 episode. Let's see. I think Xavier Woods just accidentally took off Rey Mysterio's mask in a match and then beat Rey Mysterio because of it. That's a big win for Xavier Woods. Kevin Kelly, this is back to the August 23rd, 1999 episode of Raw. Kevin Kelly is interviewing Tori, and Tori challenges Ivory for the Women's Championship on SmackDown in an evening gown match. The first episode of SmackDown, well, actually, technically second, but this is when SmackDown becomes a weekly show. This week, the week of August 23rd, 1999. So I think the very first episode airs August 26th or 27th. August 26th. Because SmackDown used to air on Thursdays. Howard Finkel is now in the ring after coming out to the Ultimate Warrior's ring music, sprinting to the ring. Howard Finkel is calling out Road Dogg because Road Dogg and Chris Jericho have an issue with each other. I guess he wants to face Road Dogg in a match, maybe. Here comes Road Dogg. Road Dogg's in the ring with a microphone, laughing at Howard Finkel. He just told Road Dogg that he's a joke. He just pushed Road Dogg. He pushed Road Dogg again. Now Road Dogg's getting angry. And here comes Jericho's entrance music. Road Dogg is holding on to Howard Finkel. You know, almost an hour of this episode has passed by, and it hasn't felt like that at all. Because they've packed so much into this 1 hour. Jericho just came from behind, is attacking Road Dogg. Oh, Jericho is in the ring with Road Dogg. Just clothesline Road Dogg. Jericho wearing the black leather pants with the funny haircut. Powerbomb to Road Dogg. And he's lifting Road Dogg up again for a second powerbomb. That used to be his first finishing move in the WWF. Jericho with the double powerbomb. And now he's pretending like he's pinning Road Dogg. This is not a match, obviously. Jericho in 1999 was the man. Actually, Jericho in 1998 in WCW was amazing. Now, that was Jericho at his best. And it was a huge deal when Chris Jericho came to the WWF. One of the biggest defections. And it obviously made a real difference. You know, WCW only ended like 2 years later. And especially when Benoit, Guerrero, Malenko, Saturn, they came from WCW. But Jericho, it was a big deal when he came. Now they're showing Al Snow backstage. Now, if you remember, Al Snow had a hardcore title match earlier in the night. Al Snow also lost his dog Pepper to Big Boss Man earlier in the night. Billy Gunn is backstage looking for China. And he just told Triple H. He just told Triple H that he's looking for China and tell her that he's looking for her. Triple H, meanwhile, is getting ready for his world title match against Mankind later in the night. Telling you, Attitude Era Raws are way better than anything that WWE's doing today. Although they're trying their best these days. On today's episode of Raw, on September 30th, 2024, CM Punk will be coming out soon. CM Punk is probably the only fascinating thing on Raw, or in the WWE these days. No offense to all the other men and women who are trying really hard, but Punk is the guy who knows what he's doing. He's a relic from a different era. And I'm sure the match between Punk and McIntyre in the Hell in a Cell will be amazing. Now, the match between Punk and McIntyre at SummerSlam was a letdown because Seth Rollins was a special guest referee, so it wasn't as intense as it should have been. Their strap match at Bash in Berlin was good. It was good, but I think this Hell in a Cell match is where they put on a show that we'll all remember forever. So I'm looking forward to the Hell in a Cell match between Punk and McIntyre. That's probably the main thing I'm looking forward to at that event on Saturday. It's actually really the only thing I'm looking forward to. I know they have other matches, but come on. Nothing compares to Punk and McIntyre. That's the feud of the year. Now back to the August 23rd, 1999 episode of Raw. Kevin Kelly is interviewing Hardcore Holly backstage. They're talking about what happened at SummerSlam in the Tag Team Turmoil match. There's a little bit of a feud between Hardcore Holly and his cousin Crash Holly. Hardcore Holly is challenging his cousin Crash Holly to a match. Okay, Hardcore Holly is coming out to the ring now. Oh no, Crash is. He's ready to fight his cousin. Crash Holly, who looks almost exactly like his cousin Hardcore with the dyed blonde hair and the exact same tights. His tights even say Hardcore Holly. They don't even say Crash Holly yet. That's later on. Because Crash Holly at this time was a relatively new character. Here comes Hardcore Holly. And now Crash Holly attacked Hardcore Holly as soon as Hardcore Holly entered the ring. This match between Hardcore Holly and Crash Holly is already backstage. That is another thing I like about the Attitude Era. Is like the rules are just thrown out the window. I don't even know if this is really a match. It's just a beating. Well, both of them are beating each other. I mean, it's just... I'm telling you, these episodes of Raw during the Attitude Era, they're never boring. I mean, here I am watching them 25 years later, and they're just as fascinating today as they were back then. Oof. Crash Holly and Hardcore Holly, oh, she just threw him into like a steel gate. Now it looks like they're going outside. Now they're going to Kevin Kelly for an update on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Again, this show is so rapid with their cuts from one thing to the other, to the other, to a match, to a promo, to a backstage thing. But this is how you do it. I mean, this is why they had millions of people tuning in. So many millions of people watching this. This is addictive television. This is the best television you'll ever see. Attitude Era, Attitude Era Pro Wrestling. Mankind is giving a promo. Well, he said Triple H is good at dishing out punishment. Let's see how much he can take it. So Mankind is ready to go to defend his WWF title against Triple H. I'm telling you, whoever put these episodes of Raw together, man, they gotta hire that person. Whoever put these episodes of Raw together really planned them out well. Here we go. Now Al Snow, checking in on Al Snow after he lost his dog Pepper. He's distraught. He's sitting down, grabbing his legs, crying because he lost his dog Pepper. Here comes Undertaker and Big Show coming out. Remember, earlier in the night, they had a match against the Acolytes that turned into a no contest, I guess, because X-Pac and Kane interfered. I just can't get over the pace of this show. It's out of control. Now The Undertaker and Big Show are sitting at the announce table with Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler. Here comes Kane. X-Pac and Kane are coming. Guess they got a match. And if I had to take a guess, I'm guessing this is going to end in a no contest with The Undertaker and Big Show interfering. The relationship between X-Pac and Kane at this time was always interesting. WWF was good at creating storylines that were unexpected. It's like you never expect them to have a storyline between X-Pac and Kane, but it worked. You know, you got the big silent monster Kane, and then you got this X-Pac who's a very sympathetic character, I guess, and trying to turn Kane human. Something out of like a children's book. Oh, here comes Viscera and Mideon, members of the Ministry of Darkness. I guess former members, because I think the Ministry of Darkness kind of disbanded. Well, Undertaker is speaking about Mideon and Viscera in a positive way, calling them disciples of the Undertaker. So I guess the ministry is still loosely around, but they don't always come out together or anything. And the Acolytes were in a match against the Undertaker and the Big Show. So the ministry is like this. It's not really a thing, but they should have kept them together. That was a cool group, and it gave guys that weren't really doing anything something to do, like Mideon, Viscera, Bradshaw, Farouk. The Brood was part of the ministry at one point. Edge, Christian, and Gangrel. It was a great group. Kane and Mideon are in the ring. Oh, here comes the Acolytes. So these are all the teams that are revolving around the tag title picture. Mideon, Viscera, Kane, X-Pac, Bradshaw, Farouk, Undertaker, Big Show. You could include the Hollies in there, but they're beating the heck out of each other backstage somewhere. Or outside somewhere at this point. Oh, Mideon tried to clothesline Kane. Kane is not going down. Meanwhile, on the current episode of Raw that's taking place right now, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre are in the ring talking to each other. Still not as interesting as anything going on this show. The one that I'm watching from August of '99. Mideon and Viscera are double teaming Kane. Kane is fighting back, beating both of them up. Viscera just did a Samoan drop on Kane. Kane sat right back up, no-sold it. Now Kane is beating the heck out of Viscera. X-Pac is doing a Bronco Buster on Viscera. Now the Acolytes are beating up Kane. So this is going to be the conclusion of this match. And now X-Pac is doing a Bronco Buster to Mideon in the ring. And Viscera just did a huge splash onto X-Pac. Oh, Viscera just jumped on X-Pac and pinned him. 1, 2, 3. That's the end of that. Here comes Billy Gunn, probably still looking for China. Back from a commercial break here. Jericho is telling Howard Finkel that he needs to do a lot of work. Billy Gunn is coming out to the ring. Jericho is teasing that we're going to see him on SmackDown. You know, it's funny that Billy Gunn is not mentioning his loss to The Rock from the night before. He's calling out China, telling her to come to the ring. Here comes China. This is at a time when she was still connected to Triple H, so she's coming out to Triple H's music. Now China is standing in the ring face to face with Billy Gunn. Billy wants to know why China signed the contract. Billy Gunn is telling her to give him the Intercontinental title shot. And China's like, let's go. You want to fight? Uh-oh. Jeff Jarrett just hit China in the head with a guitar. He just ran in the ring and did that. Now Billy Gunn just took a guitar from Miss Kitty and he hit Jeff Jarrett in the head with the guitar. Now this is the beginning of China's quest to become Intercontinental Champion, which ultimately culminates at No Mercy 1999, where she faces Jeff Jarrett in a very entertaining match to win the Intercontinental title on Jeff Jarrett's last night in the company before he defected to WCW. So the CM Punk Drew McIntyre segment is over on the current episode of Raw. And apparently R-Truth has returned to the WWE. Oh, here comes The Rock wearing a cool Hawaiian shirt. Here comes The Rock. The Rock is going to sit ringside with Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler on commentary during the WWF title match between Triple H and the WWF champion Mankind. And you know, this is the final segment of the show, this WWF title match. And this episode of Raw has gone by so quickly. It was so cool, so fun, so exciting. And here it is, culminating in a main event world title match. I mean, this is how you do television, people. You want to see an example of how you do it? Watch this episode of Monday Night Raw, August 23rd, 1999. Oh, here comes Shane McMahon, and here's the surprise. Shane McMahon will be the referee for the world title match between Triple H and Mankind. The Rock is getting angry because he's saying he should be in the world title match. Earl Hebner was in the ring to be the referee for this match, and Shane McMahon is telling him to get lost because he will be the referee. And Shane McMahon is obviously on Triple H's side. Here comes Triple H. Here comes Mankind, the WWF champion. Okay, here we go. Mankind, Triple H, WWF title on the line. Bell rang. Triple H is beating the heck out of Mankind. Triple H was in terrifyingly good physical condition at this point. Mankind, not so much. Mankind has Triple H down in the corner. Mankind knee to Triple H's face. Mankind punch to Triple H. Irish whips him into the opposite corner. And Bulldog by Triple H. Oh, by Mankind. Now he covers Triple H, but Shane McMahon is not counting. Shane McMahon is ignoring the pinfall attempt by Mankind. Now Mankind drops an elbow on Triple H. Mankind is pulling out Sacco. And he just put it in the referee's mouth. Shane McMahon is the referee. Crowd's going nuts. This was back when people brought cameras to the shows and the flash bulbs are going off. And he just threw Shane McMahon out of the ring. Now there's no referee. Here comes Triple H. Goes for a pedigree. Is he going to get it? No, he's not. Mankind reverses it. Puts Mr. Sacco in Triple H's mouth. See, these guys know how to wrestle a match. These guys know what they're doing. They know how to keep the crowd excited. Here comes Chyna coming down to the ring. Remember, she just got hit by a guitar. Oh, now Mr. Sacco in Chyna's mouth. And Chyna is now out of the ring. Double arm DDT to Triple H. Mankind goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No referee. Mankind gets a visual pin. Earl Hebner runs in. 1, 2. Triple H kicks out. Match is still going on. Now Mankind and Triple H are getting to their feet. And Mankind just threw Triple H out of the ring. Shane McMahon is flat on the floor outside the ring. Mankind Oh, Triple H just Irish whipped Mankind. China caught him, hip tossed him into the steel steps on the outside. I don't know why Earl Hebner didn't just disqualify Triple H for that. I guess he was distracted. Triple H just threw Mankind onto the announce table. Remember now, Rock is sitting at ringside. He's right there. Oh, wow. Mankind picked up a steel chair and Triple H kicked it in his face. The Rock said Triple H is crying like a woman. He should be going after the women's title. Mankind is fighting back. Remember, Earl Hebner is now the referee. Triple H neck breaker on Mankind. Goes for the cover. Earl Hebner, 1, 2. Mankind kicks out. Oh, wow. Triple H with the knee to Mankind's face. Goes for the cover. Mankind kicks out at 2. Now Triple H is in control. He just threw Mankind into the turnbuckle post, went for a cover, and Mankind kicks out at 2. You know, for a world title match, the crowd is kind of out of it right now. I don't think they actually think Triple H is going to win here. I think they think Mankind is going to retain the WWF Championship. Mankind is fighting back. Triple H, knee to Mankind's face. I guess because Mankind had just won the title the night before. Triple H, another knee to Mankind's head. Triple H goes for the cover. 1, 2, Mankind kicks out. Triple H was punching Mankind in the corner, and I guess Earl Hebner was trying to pull him off. Ooh, Mankind fighting back now. Punches. Mankind clotheslines Triple H. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. This is not a very good match between these two, by the way. They've had better matches, especially in the future. After this match, they had some incredible matches. This is just mediocre. Mankind does the cactus clothesline over the top rope to Triple H. Mankind, Triple H on the outside. China distracting the referee. No, Shane McMahon, steel chair to the back of Mankind. Mankind no-sold it. Triple H with another chair to Mankind's head, and now Mankind is on the floor. And Triple H just hit the Rock in the head with the steel chair. Rock's not even a part of the match. He's just sitting there enjoying the show. Come on now. It's not right. Whew, this is a sad state of affairs. Wow, Shane McMahon just punched Earl Hebner, took him out. This is a real sad way to end this match. Triple H has Mankind in the middle of the ring. Pedigree goes for the cover. Shane McMahon's the referee. 1, 2, 3. Triple H is now World Wrestling Federation champion for the very first time. Wow, what a disturbing way to win. Chair shots to the head of The Rock and Mankind, breaking Jim Ross's arm earlier in the night. Unbelievable. I think that was the last thing this crowd was expecting. Mankind to have a one-day title reign, and Triple H is the champ. What a shame. Triple H is excited. He's getting up on the turnbuckle, putting the title in the air. There you go. Celebrating. Well, this is the beginning of one of the all-time great heel runs by Triple H. I mean, it started about a month before this, but this is where it kicks into high gear now that he's the champion. What a shame. Now, on Peacock, they have this thing called Extra Attitude, where they have extra footage after the show went off the air back in 1999. This is what happened afterwards. Now, Triple H and Shane McMahon, this is the extra part, walking back to the ring. Mankind is getting to his feet. And now Triple H is beating the heck out of Mankind. Going for another pedigree. Mankind reverses, slingshots the new champion into the corner. The Rock is now in the ring, beating the heck out of Shane McMahon. Mankind's mask is off, and he's giving the mandible claw to Triple H. Slams Triple H. And the Rock bottom to Shane McMahon here, hits it. This is done to send the crowd home happy because they're probably not too thrilled with Triple H being the world champion right now. Mankind has stacked Shane McMahon on top of Triple H, and The Rock is doing the people's elbow to both of them. Mankind is pointing at The Rock, who is up on the top rope, doing his signature pose, and The Rock managed to do all of what he just did with his sunglasses still on. See, it's cool to wear sunglasses inside, guys. Come on. Now The Rock is walking back up the ramp. Show's over. Maybe, maybe not. The Rock is taking it all in. The crowd is cheering him on. The Rock giving the people's eyebrow to Mankind. Mankind is in the ring doing the people's elbow to Shane McMahon, who is still laying on the ground. And The Rock just saw that is gimmick infringement. Come on. Now they just playing Mankind's music. Mankind is going to hug The Rock. Remember, this is all fair. Is The Rock going to hug Mankind? Oh, they shook hands. Okay, and then the Rock went backstage. That's a big deal because The Rock and Mankind were big time enemies for late 1998 and early 1999. Now The Rock is back out here. Mankind is still out here. They're at the top of the entrance ramp. And then The Rock and Mankind finally hugged. Now Triple H's music is playing. He's at the top of the ramp. Everybody's booing. And he's telling them he's the champ. So it doesn't matter. He's got the belt now. He's holding it up above his head. Shane McMahon, China, standing side by side with him. And that is the end of the show. It was a great episode. And obviously, it's just an example of how much better the Attitude Era was than today's era. Thank you for watching.